What's up everybody, Andrew Mahone, TCG player and host of Tricky Gym, here with Pokemon's Top Deck Academy. Today we're going to be taking a look at a powerful lightning type deck featuring Pikachu and PikaRom GX, as well as Bolton V and Vikavolt V. This was the winning deck from the Pokemon Players Cup 2. If you're brand new to the Pokemon TCG or just learning how to play, I highly recommend heading over to tcg.pokemon.com/howtoplay to start your journey with our how to play videos. The deck we're going to talk about today uses the speed and consistency of lightning type attackers to get out of the gates early and overwhelm the opponent's field with damage. This deck uses many cards from the Pokemon TCG Sword and Shield series. In step 1, we'll look at accelerating energy. Step 2, attacks. Step 3, how to cover your weaknesses. Step 4, the power of supporter cards. Step 5, support Pokemon. Bolton V from Sword and Shield Rebel Clash is emerging as one of the most dominant Pokemon in the Pokemon TCG, and is an excellent addition to the already star-studded cast of Lightning-type Pokemon available in the standard format. Bolton V's Electrify attack is the perfect way to start off a game. For just 1 Lightning Energy, it can search the deck for up to 2 Lightning Energy and attach them to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. Most games with this deck begin with Bolton V, but they can also end with Bolton V. Its Bolt Storm attack does 10 damage plus 30 more damage for each Lightning Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. With 10 Lightning Energy in play, this attack can hit for over 300 damage. Now it might seem unrealistic to get 10 Lightning Energy into play, but it's entirely possible thanks to Pikachu and PikaRom GX. Pikachu and PikaRom GX has been a formidable force in the Pokemon TCG since its release in Sun and Moon Team Up. Though it only has 240 HP, which is relatively low for a Pokemon that gives up 3 prize cards, its attacks are some of the best in the game. For 3 Lightning Energy, Full Blitz does 150 damage and accelerates 3 energy from the deck to one of your Pokemon in play. Bolton V's Electrify is the perfect attack to power up Full Blitz. After a Full Blitz, you'll likely have enough energy in play to use any of your most powerful attacks, including a massive Tag Bolt GX. Tag Bolt GX does 200 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, and if a Pikachu and PikaRom GX has 3 extra Lightning Energy attached for 6 total, it also does 170 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Tag Bolt GX can easily take multiple knockouts in a single turn, and it will often take 3 to 5 prizes at once. Doing 170 damage to the bench is enough for a one-hit knockout on popular support Pokemon like Dedenne GX, and is perfect for finishing off Tag Team Pokemon GX or Pokemon VMAX that have already taken damage. Bolton V and Pikachu and PikaRom GX are fantastic for accelerating Lightning Energy into play, but Tapu Koko Prism Star may be the best of them all. Tapu Koko Prism Star's Dance to the Ancients ability allows you to attach a Lightning Energy from the discard pile to 2 of your bench Pokemon, at the cost of putting Tapu Koko Prism Star into the Lost Zone. This can help you to boost Bolton V's Bolt Storm attack at the end of the game, but it's also amazing for pulling off a quick turn 1 or turn 2 Full Blitz with the help of Energy Switch. While Bolton V usually helps Pikachu and PikaRom GX get the battle started, Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX is perfect for closing out a tight game. This tag team's Tandem Shock attack does 160 damage and leaves its target paralyzed if Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX move from the bench to the active spot during your turn. Doing 160 damage is great because it knocks out Dedenne GX in 1 hit, and 2 hits can take down almost any Pokemon VMAX. If your opponent has a strong start and is able to KO your Bolton V and Pikachu and PikaRom GX, Raichu and Alolan Raichu is the best Pokemon to mount a comeback. Reset Stamp allows you to limit your opponent's hand, while Raichu and Alolan Raichu leaves their active Pokemon paralyzed, making it tough for your opponent to respond. The Lightning Ride GX attack is also great for closing out games. For 2 Lightning and 1 colorless energy, it does 150 damage and switches out to the bench. If you have 2 extra Lightning Energy attached, it does a bonus 100 damage. That 250 damage is a great option to have because it one-hit KOs Zacian V, who is a very popular attacker. The last attacker in this deck is Vikavolt V from Sword and Shield Darkness Ablaze. Its paralyzing bolt attack may only do 50 damage, but it's very disruptive. Paralyzing Bolt makes it so the opponent can't play any item cards from their hand during their next turn. To put that into perspective, this deck plays 21 item cards. Most decks are about 1/3 items, and making a third of your opponent's resources unplayable can leave them in a tough spot. Vikavolt V is a versatile attacker, since its Paralyzing Bolt attack can disrupt, while its Super Zap Cannon can do a significant amount of damage. For 2 lightning and 1 colorless energy, Super Zap Cannon does 190 damage, but as a drawback, you have to discard 2 energy attached to Vikavolt V. Up until this point, you may be thinking, this deck is entirely weak to fighting type Pokemon. Fortunately, we have a way to cover that weakness. During the Players' Cup, the champion played 2 copies of Mewtwo and Mew GX in his winning deck. Mewtwo and Mew GX's Perfection ability allows you to copy the attacks of your Pokemon GX in play or in the discard pile. This is great in combination with Pikachu and Zekrom GX and Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX. Not only does Mewtwo and Mew GX have more HP than both of them, it also has a different weakness, making this deck extremely versatile. Mewtwo and Mew GX also allows you to easily transition from a full Blitz attack to a Tandem Shock or even a Tag Bolt GX. Since Mewtwo and Mew GX can use any of the attacks of your Pokemon GX, it can help you to pull off more complex strategies by using a variety of attacks. Supporters are often the most powerful effects available in any deck. This winning deck list plays 3 copies of Professor's Research, which allows a player to discard their hand and draw 7 new cards. It's a great way to draw cards, but also for getting lightning energy into the discard pile for Tapu Koko Prism Star, and for getting Pikachu and Zekrom GX into the discard pile for Mewtwo and Mew GX's Perfection ability to copy. The Players' Cup 2 champion, Zach Lesage, decided to play a full 4 copies of Marnie. Marnie is powerful not only because it refreshes your hand, but because it disrupts the opponent's hand, placing their hand on the bottom of their deck before giving them just 4 new cards off the top. Many games hinge on whether or not a player has a game-winning Boss's Orders. Boss's Orders allows a player to pull one of their opponent's bench Pokemon into the active spot. This is fantastic for finishing off a damaged Pokemon on the opponent's bench or for taking a game-winning KO. The last supporter in this deck is Team Yellgrunt. Team Yellgrunt bounces an energy from an opponent's Pokemon back to their hand. By itself, the Grunt is mildly disruptive, but in combination with 4 copies of Crushing Hammer, this deck can be quite a nuisance to play against. Crushing Hammer allows you to flip a coin. If heads, you discard an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. Since energy acceleration is one of the best things you can do in the Pokemon TCG, energy denial is also one of the best things you can do. This deck is so consistent and low maintenance to set up that it can easily accommodate for disruption cards like Team Yellgrunt and Crushing Hammer without sacrificing any consistency or aggression. As mentioned, one of the best things you can do in the Pokemon TCG is accelerate energy, and another one is drawing cards. Boltund V, Pikachu and Zekrom GX, and Tapu Koko Prism Star accelerate energy, while Dedenne GX and Crobat V draw cards. Dedenne GX's Day-Day Change ability allows you to discard your hand and draw 6 new cards. This is great for digging deep into the deck to find game-winning combos, but also for putting energy into the discard pile to accelerate later with Tapu Koko Prism Star. Crobat V's Dark Asset ability allows you to fill your hand to 6 cards when you play it from the hand to the bench. And the last Pokemon in the deck, Eldegoss V, is also here for its supporting ability, Happy Match. Remember all those great supporter cards we just talked about? Happy Match allows you to put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand when you play it to the bench, so you can grab a Boss's Orders or a Marnie in a pinch to close out a game. One of the best things about a Lightning type deck is having access to Electromagnetic Radar. Electromagnetic Radar requires that you discard 2 cards from your hand, but in exchange, you get to search for 2 Lightning type Pokemon GX in the deck. Electromagnetic Radar can get you an attacker like Pikachu and Zekrom GX, as well as a support Pokemon like Dedenne GX. In addition to Electromagnetic Radar, the deck also plays Quick Ball and Cherish Ball. Cherish Ball searches out any Pokemon GX, like Mewtwo and Mew GX, or Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX, while Quick Ball can fetch any Pokemon out of the deck since they're all basic. I mentioned earlier that Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX does more damage and makes the target paralyzed when it moves from the bench to the active spot during your turn. Tapu Koko Prism Star and Boltund V both accelerate energy to your bench Pokemon. In order to make this all work, this deck needs plenty of ways to switch Pokemon in and out of the active spot, since you can only retreat once per turn. To assist with this deck plays 4 copies of Switch and 2 copies of Air Balloon. Air Balloon is awesome in this deck because it decreases the retreat cost of the Pokemon it's attached to by 2, essentially granting Pokemon like Boltund V and Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX free retreat. This deck also plays 2 copies of Chaotic Swell. Although Chaotic Swell doesn't directly benefit this deck, it's a great disruption card because it blocks opponents' stadiums from having any effect. This is a great strategy against Fire-type decks, which rely on Giant Hearth to get fire energy out of the deck. It's also really good against Power Plant, which threatens to stop our Dedenne GX's Dede Change. To round things off, this deck plays 10 basic Lightning Energy and 3 Speed Lightning Energy. Speed Lightning Energy from Rebel Clash is one of my favorite special energy printed recently. When you attach it from your hand to a Lightning-type Pokemon during your turn, you get to draw 2 cards. That means that Lightning-type decks just get to draw more cards by attaching energy, and that's busted. And that's it for the Players Cup 2 winning deck featuring Pikachu and Zekrom GX. This is definitely one of my favorite decks to play. Hit me up in the comments below. I want to know what other top decks do you want to see broken down next. It's extra credit time, trainers. Here's the Players Cup 2 winning Pikachu and Zekrom GX deck.